Hello, so we've been charity shopping today, so a few people have said maybe share your finds and got quite a few bits, no real massive treasures. A treasure to me would be Hornsey pottery. I love the saffron collection. I've got quite a few pieces of that, maybe some really cool records. I'm always looking out for Adam and the Ants. I love Adam and the Ants because they have really cool record sleeves, maybe the Kinks, anything from the 60s and 70s basically, anything with a really cool record sleeve and that actually is music that I actually like. I've got quite an eclectic taste in music. I don't really listen to modern music, but that's another sort of tangent to go on. So mainly housey bits. We needed some new glasses, bowls, that sort of thing. We're quite clumsy, and obviously with the children things get broken, so found a few bits and bobs that are going to be useful. A lot of them are what I would call ugly pretties, so maybe some people would be on the fence with them. They're not the real striking sort of midwinter bright designs, but they've got character and I like them. So firstly I got some plates, and these were from the Salvation Army. Most of the stuff I got today was from there. The one in our town is a real, Aladdin's cave. It's full of really old bits. You got a really rummage, but you do get some really good vintage and retro bits in there. I like charity shops like that a lot better than the sort of new sort of high street ones that are popping up everywhere, like the ones that just kind of have samey bits, and I think they look at the real old rugged ugly pretties and probably think they won't sell, so they kind of put a lot of the new stuff out, and that's not my bag. I like the old stuff. So plates, ugly pretty, brown floral. It's got like a kind of texture to it, so the design's slightly raised, sort of brown florals. I'd go sort of, I don't know exactly when these are from, they don't have any make or anything on to go by. I'd probably go sort of 70s, early 80s sort of design. Really good, really heavy, really thick. Love the design, love anything brown, anything mustard, especially anything sort of floral and slightly resembling anything from the 70s, because I love the 70s, love the 70s so much. So yeah, I've got 5 of those. 2 are slightly smaller, 3 are slightly larger. I've given most of these things, especially the home sort of ceramic bits, a good soapy wash, so the prices have come off. I think I got all 5 of them for about £1.50, so great. The next thing, I am a Pyrex addict. I absolutely love Pyrex. I've got all different kinds of patterns and designs. Needed some bowls. Found 4 of these. These were found in the RSPCA charity shop. Not the most striking design on these. They're quite, I'd say they're quite autumnal really, aren't they? When you find the real bright floral patterns, or I love the little snowflake pattern that you can get on them as well. They're treasure. But these ones I really like. Pyrex is so strong. How long have these lasted for? And they're still here. So really happy with those. 4 of them, as I said, £1.25 I think they cost me. So really good. The next thing is I love coloured glass. Finding a lot of mustard coloured glass at the minute, so probably got quite enough of that really. But when you find something you like, you can't pass it up. This is a cut glass vase. A mustard glass cut glass vase. I could have said that a bit better, couldn't I? I love cut glass. It reminds me of growing up, and my mama would always have artificial flowers in her cut glass vases. This will look really good in my living room. Got quite a lot of mustard going on in there, so don't really need it, but liked it. And on the rare occasion that anybody would ever buy me flowers, which is very rare, I've got an extra vase now, but this would look equally as nice, just kind of plopped on the fireplace or somewhere else, just as a bit of decoration. But as I said, obsessed with coloured glass, and I'm sure as I do more of these hauls you'll you'll get that. More glass. This pretty boring, pretty standard glass jar, 30p, maybe 30p I think, from the Salvation Army shop. It has got a seal, so it'll be airtight, which is great. Just really handy for storing biscuits and things like that in. Most of my tins are knackered now, so needed some glass jars, and that's really cheap compared to sort of buying them from the supermarket or, you know, wherever. So cheap, cheap, cheap. Next one's really boring. Needed a peg bag. I was using an old Rupert the Bear oilcloth bag that I found on a flea market once, and I'm really gutted now because it's gone a bit mangy because I left it out in the rain a few times. Hopefully I'll be able to wash it and salvage it, but a little homemade, I like homemade things, peg bag. I think that was 30p, so it does the job. Yep, you know, bog standard, boring. The next thing, I'll mix it up slightly. This might be a bit weird, but I thought they were really cool. And I love it when you find old things, excuse the rustling, in their original packaging or vintage clothing with the labels on still. I don't know, it pleases me. So, really cool paisley men's pyjamas. These remind me of the pyjamas my granddad used to wear. And also there used to be a television programme that was always repeated when I was little, and it was set in a hospital, and it was a group of guys. I don't know if it was called like H-A-P-P-Y or something like that. That's what the theme tune was anyway. It was the I'm H-A-P-P-Y, you know. Anyway, this reminds me of them. You know, it's something that the likely lads would wear when they go to bed. It's that sort of thing. They are going to be really comfy, really roomy. They're flannelly. They'll need a jolly good wash, obviously. But I just thought it really cool. I needed some pyjamas, and I love anything paisley. And yeah, they just reminded me of my granddad. So might be a bit of a weird one, but I quite like those. And I've got the price on these still because I haven't washed them. £2.50, which I think's not bad for a pair of pyjamas, is it? So yeah. Now this is probably the best thing I found. I love any sort of old Marks and Spencer's homeware, you know, where it's marked St. Michael's. So we're talking pretty much the 70s, aren't we, with these? They are 4 placemats, and they have the prettiest design on them. Little ladybird, lots of sort of wildflowers, a little butterfly down there. They're just really, really pretty, aren't they? And they are absolutely immaculate. But if I ever find anything, you know, marked St. Michael's, it's mine. I love it. I've got some bits and bobs that I kind of pinched with, you know, approval. She does know I've got them off my mama, that's my grandma. And I love them, and I want to add to my collection of the bits I've already got. I'll probably one day sort of go around room to room and show you my sort of favourite bits and bobs. Sorry for adjusting my glasses, they're a bit, well, I need to get them tightened, but I haven't got time to do that at the moment. I've forgotten what I was saying. Yeah, I'll probably go around one day and show you a few bits and bobs that I love around the house, and a few sort of things that are my favourites. But yeah, these are really cool. Again, I'll just show you the, can you see? You can see me still, can't you? But yeah, they're just so pretty. It's so, so pretty. I love the colours, love the design. Yeah, and I know it's going to be back to front, isn't it? But what's that? Bit of old paint. Yeah, there's the odd little St. Michael's sign. Yeah, really cool. And they were, if I find them with the price on, £1. So, I mean, sometimes if you go on eBay and you put in vintage St. Michael's, some of this stuff's pretty pricey actually, so keep an eye out. I had to rummage for these. They were right at the bottom of a bookcase under loads of chopping boards and things, so I was really chuffed when I pulled those out. So it's one of those things where I kind of feel they were waiting for me, and they'll obviously come in really handy. Next is glasses. Now what I normally do is I normally save all of my jam jars and any other sort of jar that I've got, wash them out, and I use them as glasses, and they look really cute, and it's just nice to recycle things. But again, loads of them have gotten broken recently, loads of them have cracked. So I found these 4 glasses in the RSPCA. No idea if they are vintage or not, it's hard to tell. They've definitely got a retro look about them. They're stackable and they're a very sort of smoky tinted glass colour. You can't see very well in this light, but they are a smoky glass, which makes me think that maybe, you know, they possibly could be a little bit retro, because, you know, you get the kind of smoky glass coffee cups and stuff from sort of like the 80s. So yeah, I got 4 of those. Probably lasts me about an hour before I smash one, because I'm rubbish. They were $1.25 for 4. So that's really good, and they're really heavy, and they're just prettier than your sort of, you know, your bog standard glass tumblers you get in the supermarket. Just something a bit prettier. Next is skirts. I'm kind of going through a bit of a phase. Normally with vintage clothes, previously, it's always been about the 60s and the 70s, garish floral prints, you know, the really lovely sort of thick material that makes you sweat buckets, that sort of thing. But I'm slightly toning it down, and I've really been enjoying the sort of 90s revival that's been going on. So I've just been sort of looking for pieces that I think, you know, I've got sort of a nod to the 90s, or that I can style and make look semi-decent. So skirts at the minute, I used to live in jeans, so I'm trying to mix it up a bit and wear skirts. So I found 3 today. The first one you might not be quite so sure about, but I've got a vision for it. So it is a tartan. It's going to be really tricky to show you. It is a tartan crinkled skirt, and it's on the verge of being a maxi, but it's kind of, you know, it's floating about between the midi and the maxi sort of length. I'm sure you'll see this in an outfit of the day very soon on my Instagram. But it's got a slight pleat to it too. Pockets, always a bonus. Buttons, literally all the way down. This, I think, would look really cool worn with Converse or some sort of like Adidas Gazelles or something like that. Maybe just a basic sort of tight t-shirt. But it just reminded me of... What did it remind me of? It's definitely got, you know, it could definitely be styled to be made to look sort of a little bit 90s. It's that very sort of, you know, Forrest Gump. You know, when a little later on before Jenny dies, and she's all very sort of like white pumps and wholesome kind of look. That's what it reminded me of. It's a bit random, isn't it? But I think it will look really, really cool. So I'll show you what I'm going to do with that, I'm sure, on Instagram. The next one is a floral, quite a cool floral. I haven't tried this on. I think it's going to be pretty much maxi skirt. It's flowy, it's roomy, it's really light. The floral on it definitely reminded me of the sort of 90s ditzy floral. I'm not very good at describing things. You know what I mean. Again, I think that would look cool with trainers. I think it would look great with my saltwater sandals and denim shirt. There's loads of ways they can be styled. You could also, and I have done this previously with elasticated things, you could actually wear it as an elasticated sort of dress with some maybe ankle grazes underneath. I love layering things. I'm a big layerer. So that was really pleased with that, actually. The lady bought that out at the last minute because she noticed I was sort of eyeing up all the skirts, but it was mainly sort of old lady skirts, button downs, that sort of thing that I was looking for. So she bought that out and I really liked it. The next thing is something that I've been seeing a lot on the high street, and I thought I'd quite like to try that, but because I am a little bit on the larger side, which I've said before, doesn't bother me, I feel quite confident in myself, which is the bonus, is a pleated skirt. Because I wasn't quite sure whether I could pull it off or not. I didn't want to go ahead and buy sort of a high street one and spend money on it. So this is one that I can try on, play about with, see if it's something that, you know, does flatter me, and if not, it can go straight back in the charity bag through the circle of charity shop life, and somebody else will find it and love it. So it's basically a black quilted maxi skirt, sort of classic elasticated older lady style, really long. I'm really pleased I found it. I have been looking out for a while. I was successful on eBay. I placed placed an offer on a floral vintage St. Michael's again, maxi skirt, and I was successful, so that'll be on its way to me soon, which is exciting. But it's black, it's pleated, you know, the possibilities are endless. You could dress this up, you could dress this down. I do tend to dress most things down, and I like sort of more formal pieces. I like to dress those down too. So maybe a shirt. I've got a Mark Bolan t-shirt. I love Mark Bolan. He's one of my favourites. That would be treasure. T-Rex LPs would be wow, but didn't find any of those today. Have in the past, but didn't today. Yeah, so that would look really cool with sort of an old sort of band t-shirt, again, Converse, or you could dress it up. And again, you could even bring it up and there you go, you've got a top or a dress. All of those skirts were £2.50, which I think is brilliant. So really happy with those, and we'll just see what we can do with them, and I'm sure they'll be coming to an Instagram post very soon. Obviously I need to wash them all first, but I think that's it. Let me just think, is there anything else I've got hiding anywhere? No. My mum bought Violet, a little karaoke machine for £1, which you need to sort of anti-back wipe down, but she loves microphones and things, so pop some batteries in that and she'll be really thrilled with that. My mum found some nice bits. My mum absolutely is the queen of charity shops. She's completely the other end of the spectrum to me though. I mainly look out for homeware, textiles, records, that sort of thing. And obviously the odd bit of clothing if I can find it. But my mum, she just finds designer things. She found like a Bowden pea coat that had not been worn for like £2 in one charity shop. Yeah, so she's brilliant. She finds all sorts. She got a nice kimono type jacket today, and she got this. I should have borrowed her stuff really to show you, shouldn't I? I found it for her, actually. I take credit for this one. Like a really pretty ethnic blouse that it looked like possibly, you know, someone had bought it back from a holiday maybe. Gorgeous sort of embroidery around, looked quite maybe Mexican, maybe a bit Mexican, a bit Spanish, but that was beautiful. What else did she buy? Various bits and bobs. Anyway, there were some really great bits today in the Salvation Army charity shop. There were lots of other things that I could have taken home, but I didn't because I didn't need them. There were some really cool old mugs, but mugs are one thing that, you know, tend to have a pretty long lifespan. They do well in my house. It's not mugs that I break, it's everything else. So yeah, I didn't bring those home. There was loads of really cool clothing. There was a lovely 70s midi skirt, like an A-line skirt in a beautiful fabric. It was like a salmon pink fabric, but it had the right size on. But a lot of the time with vintage stuff in charity shops, it is worth trying it on, because if something says, you know, size 18, for example, it's normally probably sort of a modern day 14. So you can't really go by the sizes on vintage clothing and older clothing. Once you kind of, I mean, obviously a lot of seasoned vintage buyers will be aware of that, but for anybody else that wasn't sure, you know, is looking at stuff on eBay and isn't sure about sizing and things, always go 1 or 2 sizes down and expect it to be smaller. I'm not looking at the camera, I'm looking at myself. Sorry about that. That's probably really annoying. And also the fact that my light's glaring on my glasses is probably really annoying too. But it's 10:05 at night and my kitchen has got the brightest light in the house, and I didn't think you'd want to see me doing a haul in the bathroom, sort of squatting on the floor because it's nice and comfy at the kitchen table. God, I went off on a tangent then. I can't remember what I was on about. What was I on about? Oh, God knows. So, yeah, successful day. Love going hunting around charity shops. Really lucky in the area that we're in. We've got a fantastic antique centre. We live in a town that's quite sort of well known for its antiques, and the antique centre is brilliant. It's, you know, it's not a stuffy, expensive antique shop. It's just full of amazing treasures. So maybe one day I'll actually take you around there. It's definitely somewhere that you have to go child-free though, because little fingers like to interfere, don't they, and touch the things that they should not be touching. So probably won't be bringing, definitely not Violet in. Bloody hell, no, she won't be coming to the antique centre with me. So yeah, I think that's all I've got to say really. Going to try another vlog this weekend. Tomorrow it's the school summer fair and I've volunteered to do a bit of face painting. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to that. I'm a bit nervous actually. I hope I don't disappoint any children with dodgy, you know, my dodgy face painting skills, but hopefully it will be okay. And it's just really nice to sort of join in and take part in the sort of school life, school activities. That'll be really fun. Nothing's going on Sunday, so maybe I can take you around on Sunday with me. If you've got any suggestions for any videos that you'd like to see, then please let me know. I'm definitely going to continue with the sort of vintage charity shop hauls, and I think I may do a monthly roundup of eBay finds and other things that I found in the charity shop, because I've found some pretty good stuff over the last few weeks. I know today was a good day, but you know, not an exciting charity shop haul necessarily. Some people might find it interesting and exciting. I mean, I definitely love everything that I've found. As I said, sorry, I haven't got the prices for everything. I think they were pretty much spent about, for the lot, probably about 20 quid. So I've got my money's worth. I'm really happy with what I found. So thank you for watching. If you enjoy vintage clothing, charity shop hauls, sort of daily vlogging and whatever else I decide to do, I'm not quite sure yet, obviously this is all very new to me, then please do subscribe. And if you like the video, then it would be really encouraging to know. Obviously I'm pretty new to this, but just on a final note, I wanted to say thank you. I've had some really positive feedback from my vlog and from sort of starting the channel. A lot of lovely people on Instagram and mums at school. So yeah, thank you very much for that. It's been quite nerve-wracking in a way to do it, but it's fun and I'm enjoying it and getting used to talking to myself, although it is pretty bizarre still. But anyway, I'm going to shut up now because I'm talking nonsense and I need to eat and it's getting very late. So thank you for watching. Please subscribe and like, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.